I love Vanguard. And why the heck did I make this so big? So if you haven't seen my original video on the deck overhand method, I would definitely suggest taking a look at it real quick. It's only like 5 minutes, give or take, and it will help you give you a better idea of the method that I'm using when it comes to building a deck for Vanguard. Although the way I'm doing it is going to be a little bit different than the way I explain it, but not by much, and you'll see why. Okay, to start off with, let's look at the grades. So we first got grade 0, grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. And technically also grade 4 and possibly higher, but we're just going to be going with 3 since that's the general stopping point for most decks. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that trigger unit specifically, you can only have 16 of them in a deck. So right off the bat, we have our first 16 cards already picked out for us, and it's going to be our main trigger units. If you're new to Vanguard and you don't know what trigger units are or how much of whatever to put in there, you're kind of in the wrong video. But please continue watching. So this is where the whole deck overhand situation is going to become a little wonky. Now, if you take the 16 cards and then you add 4 more to it, you'll get an exact 20 cards out of your 50 card deck already picked out for you. And the reason why I say added 4 is because you're going to need your ride line or your first 4 Vanguards, meaning you're starting grade 0, your grade 1, grade 2, and then grade 3. With the initial 20 cards weeded out of your deck, that leaves 30 cards left that you can work with in order to complete the rest of your deck. Now, how do we divide those up? Well, we're going to use our method, our deck divided by hand, which is 30 cards divided by 5, and that leaves 5 piles of 6 cards that we can work with and divide amongst the remaining grades.
Oh, I hope I haven't lost you, because boy, we haven't even started yet.
If we ratio them out correctly, we should come up with something along the line of 6 grade 3s, 12 grade 2s, and then 12 other grade 1s/0s if you're running Verena. Trickstar, I'm looking at you. Now, keep in mind that this is just supposed to be a guide. While it doesn't have to necessarily be 6 grade 3s, it generally should look something like this, whereas 12 of these cards are going to be supporting cards, i.e. cards that can boost like grade 1s, grade 0s, and then the rest of them are going to be cards meant for attack and battle, i.e. around 18 cards where you're going to be using to attack. So there is a bit of a balance ratio. With that in mind, you can play with these numbers around. Like say you take 2 off of the grade 2s and then add it to the grade 3s, and that makes 8. And then this is where we get scary. If you look up in the old Vanguard trial decks that Bushiroad would make around the original series, you'll notice the way they ratioed their decks is extremely similar to this one, especially when you take 2 from this one and then add it to the grade 3s. Then it's almost like completely the same ratio as the way they would make their trial decks. The fact that the numbers came so closely to the way they originally would make their decks is very telling that this is a ratio that should be used when you're building any kind of deck from any kind of game. Maybe not at all times. Like I said, this is meant to be just a guide for what you should look for when you're building a deck, how many cards you should focus on, or at least give you an idea of what to focus on. But the main idea should be to help you figure out how to ratio your deck so it doesn't brick half the time. Once again, if you haven't watched my original video, I do suggest you please watch it in order to understand what I'm talking about, this deck overhand method. But as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you think about this deck building strategy? I think it's pretty cool. I really love the way it works. I proof tested this in Vanguard Deer Days and it works so freaking well. I'm gonna have to try and see if I can stream making a deck just to kind of help bring the point home. But for those of you that can do it at home, take this out for a try and tell me what you guys think in the comments. But yeah, other than that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I got more coming like this. I'm gonna make a whole series that's just gonna be deck overhand proving the concept. So if you like this, if you really want to see more of this, I suggest you please subscribe, like the video to let me know I'm doing a good job, or dislike it if you think this is stupid, which I wouldn't blame you, but still. Again, thank you all so much. I couldn't do this without you guys, and I will talk to y'all soon. All right, bye.